everyone, I am Razorblade Mango, and I'm here today to talk about maybe the only Arkham universe related thing that I haven't ranted about, and won't rant about, and it's going to be the new DC original animated movie, Batman Assault on Arkham. Now, this has been, in terms of like these DC animated movies, my most anticipated one of the year, because I really liked Justice League War, and I was very underwhelmed by Son of Batman. But this one, because it was set in the Arkham universe, and because it had Kevin Conroy as Batman, it had Troy Baker as the Joker, it's actually set in Arkham, well, so it seemed. I was pumped. I was so excited to see what they could do with another Batman and Joker story, especially since Kevin Conroy is doing the voice and not the guy from the video game Arkham Origins. I forget that dude's name. I think it's Robert Craig Smith or something like that. Even though he did do a very good job in the game. And this is also from a big Batman fan, a lifelong Batman fan, actually. How do I put this without seeming... fuck it. This is one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. This marketing for it, the press release for it, the advertisement for it, false. Completely false. If you are going into this thinking, oh, it's another Batman movie where he gets to kick some ass, no. It's not that at all. Batman's name might as well not even be in the title. It might as well have just been Suicide Squad Assault on Arkham. Suicide Squad the movie. That's what it is. That's exactly what this movie is. Batman, even though his name is in the movie, he's barely in it. You get Kevin Conroy to voice him, and he's barely in it. You have all these other characters, like, the Joker isn't even really in it all that much in the beginning. He only makes his appearance, like, during the second half. And from then on, to be fair, he's in, like, all of it. And he's great. But I wanted to see Batman. I wanted to see Batman. And I can't... I just don't... I mean, I know overall how I feel about this movie. It's just certain elements of it I just find confusing. So, the basic plot is that the Suicide Squad is formed from this group of some of the most... a mixture of well-known Batman villains and super Z-grade ones that really shouldn't be in here, that are for some reason, I guess. So they're formed by the government as like an off-the-books operation to go to infiltrate Arkham Asylum to get back something that the Riddler possesses. Basically, government plans the location to a dirty bomb that the Joker has set up in Gotham. So, from then on, it becomes this black comedy featuring the Suicide Squad mixed with heist elements and some action. And I have to give them credit. They are trying something new. And I applaud them for that. And hell, I almost respect them for that. Because, to be honest, I'm getting tired of this formula from the DC animated universe, where they just bring in the superhero, they just do some shenanigans, they have an action scene, they do more shenanigans, they have an action scene, and they go. There's never really any spark of, at least for the last couple of ones, as much as I liked Justice League War, looking back on it, it was not as impressive as I thought it was. Son of Batman was just boring. I was really disappointed by that one, too. But, this movie, I will agree that this movie is much better than Son of Batman, because it actually feels original. It feels like it's daring, and it's trying something new. Now, whether it succeeds at that on like an entertainment level, that's what I keep questioning in my mind, because this should be my kind of movie. I mean, doesn't this sound cool? It baffles me why they didn't just make this movie an R-rated, independently released, or at least release it from the DC guys, an R-rated black comedy action movie featuring the Suicide Squad. I mean, it would not have sold as well if it didn't have Batman's name plastered all over it, and the Arkham, it's set in the Arkham universe, even though we're only occasionally going to show you some stuff from it. Why didn't they just market it like a Suicide Squad movie? That, I think people would have dug that if you had actually told us what this was going to be and actually worked on it a little bit more. That would have been cool. But it's so misleading that a lot of people are going to be turned off by it. And I must give out this warning that if you want to see a Batman movie, don't watch this movie. You go back and play Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. But if you are willing to go into this with an open mind about this being a Suicide Squad dark comedy / action movie / heist movie, then I'd say you're in for a rather interesting movie. It is interesting. So, but the best analogy I can come up with is that this is like, I can only imagine if this is what Quentin Tarantino would do with the Batman universe. He wouldn't focus on Batman. He would focus on these guys. Because these guys are cold-blooded psychopaths. I mean, you have Deadshot, you have Harley Quinn, you have Killer Frost, you have, what the fuck, the shark guy, I forget his name. You have KG Beast, you have Captain Boomerang, and so on, with help occasionally from like Penguin and appearances from Riddler and the Joker, of course, and Harley Quinn is in there as wife, if I didn't already mention that. God, what a team. And one of the best strengths of this movie is occasionally when they do banter back and forth, because right from the very beginning, these people's egos just clash, and it is funny to watch occasionally. And it's interesting to see what character dynamics play out from these interactions. And some of them, even for a long-time Batman fan like me, some of them came as a really big surprise. And I was caught off guard occasionally by some stuff. And I'm not going to spoil it, but you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. And speaking of getting caught off guard, this movie, I'm amazed this isn't rated R. I mean, it's animated, sure, but my God, this thing is gory. This is a gory fucking movie. If you do not show this to like your little kids thinking, oh, it's Batman, it's gonna be alright, fuck that. There's like heads exploding with like gore and blood everywhere. There's fucking people getting stabbed, shot, electrocuted, burned, shot through the eye, shot through the stomach. It's necks cracking. It's so gory. And even like the Joker does some shit that even for the Joker, I was like, damn, man, what the fuck? And this is the Joker we're talking about, who's known for doing some crazy violent shit. And damn, how they got away with a PG-13 rating is either just dumb on the behalf of the MPAA or a miracle on the behalf of DC. I don't know who they paid off or whose balls they had to cradle to get this thing a PG-13, but wow, I'm telling you, this should have been rated R. And I've noticed this trend ever since fucking, I think it was Batman, the Dark Knight Returns, which I love those movies. But these DC animated movies, they keep getting gorier and gorier and gorier, and this is the goriest one of them all. And not only in terms of violence, but in terms of like sex and language and nudity. I mean, I thought I overheard a couple of fucks every now and then. I know like shit is said about 1,000 times. They say douchebag, they say prick, they say cock. It's like, my God, the video games don't swear as much as this. The sex as well is, besides Amanda Waller, all the female characters in this game get naked at least once. I mean, Killer Frost takes her shirt off a couple of times. Harley Quinn gets full on naked at one point, even though you don't see anything. You know she is. It's bizarre. And like I said, this is as if like Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino got back together to do like a From Dusk Till Dawn sequel, except in the form of Batman. It's just so fucking bizarre. It's just so strange. And I really don't know what to say. It's back on track. Let me talk about some of the good stuff. Troy Baker, continuing his Mark Hamill impression, is superb as the Joker. This guy, I was initially skeptical of him at first. I'm won over by now. I mean, after Arkham Origins, he did such a great job in that game. He was one of the few great things in that game, the very few. This movie, this is his movie. He owns this fucking movie. Every time he comes on, I was excited to see what he would say next. And while there aren't any big, they never interact. Batman and Joker never interact. Which is a big problem I have with this movie. Because if you're going to have Batman and the Joker in the same movie, why won't you have them share some scenes together? I mean, think of the dialogue they could have done. They're already going that far with the violence and sex and language with this. Imagine him bringing in. I know they've done this before in the comics. Have him bring in like homoerotic sexual overtones to this whole thing with the Joker loving Batman and all that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, they've already gone this far. Why not take it even further with this and really get into the psychological aspects of the relationship between Batman and Joker? Because that relationship is the whole fucking reason Batman Arkham Origins exists. It's just an excuse to have the Joker and Batman talk to each other more. And if the company that made that game wasn't so fucking stubborn and lazy, that would have been a great game. That would have been a great starting point for a new series. But nope, we get this movie instead, and they avoid that opportunity as well. I just don't understand it. But you know, whatever. The Joker by himself is great. I don't think it's either Arlene Sorkin or what's her name? Tara Reid doing the voice of Harley Quinn. I don't think it's either of them. I think it's somebody new they brought in, and she gets the voice down okay, but it just doesn't feel sincere compared to the other two. And of course, there's a huge cast of people in this movie that, like, great voice actors. Nolan North, Giancarlo Esposito, Kevin Conroy, like I said, Troy Baker, and they barely do anything with most of these guys. Nolan North is barely in it. I mean, the Penguin is in it for like a minute, and the only other character that Nolan North voices dies early on. Giancarlo Esposito barely talks. Really? You're gonna I mean, they've done this before with him in Son of Batman. You have Gus from Breaking Bad voicing Ra's al Ghul. Why the fuck does he die in the first 5 minutes? What the fuck? I don't get this. They put these great actors as these voices, and they barely use them. Come on, guys. Whether they're like on a short contract or not, use them to their full potential. And I feel like these movies don't do that to their full potential. And also the animation, I mean, it looks nice occasionally. Sometimes it looks like crap. It looks like a really cheap animation, and it's starting to become apparent to me, especially after rewatching Batman Beyond and the Justice League episodes last night. Comparing that animation, which was great, to this animation, this one just looks so subpar compared to it. And it looks nice on occasion, like I said. Most of it just looks cheap. And another problem I have with this movie is that the writing is not very good. It's not very good. This whole movie is really messy. There's like little mini subplots they keep bringing up that they never do anything with. They have points where villains just say shit that just kind of take you aback and you go, was that really necessary? The only memorable dialogue I can think of, or at least like interesting dialogue, was the Joker. Everyone else was just bland. Harley Quinn, bland. Deadshot, bland. Captain Boomerang, really bland. Killer Frost barely talks during this movie, bland. Black Spider, bland. Everyone else, bland, bland, bland. Even Batman is bland. And you fucking Kevin Conroy voicing him, the definitive voice of Batman, and Batman is bland. Wow, I don't know how they accomplished that. And what's even more disappointing is that this is from the same director. When Jay Oliva did not return to direct Son of Batman because he was busy with this, I thought, oh shit. And that movie was so lackluster, I was like, oh shit. Maybe Jay Oliva is like really the lucky ring to this entire series. Nope. He's directing this, and this is just almost the same. It's just okay on occasion, and it's just not forgettable, but very underwhelming compared to the rest of them. Really, I also read something interesting. Bruce Timm, who is famous for the Batman animated series, the Superman animated series, the Justice League, he was the supervising producer for these movies up until The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. Then he stepped down, and someone else came in. And once I learned that, I understand now why these movies are starting to get worse and worse. And Superman Unbound was good, Flashpoint Paradox was good, and Justice League War was good. And now it's starting to get like, it's just becoming more, it's like this, I don't know who the new supervising producer is, but I think his mentality is just like, if we make it darker, it will automatically be better. If we make it crude and violent and lots of sex and nudity, it will make it better. And here's the truth. It doesn't. Good writing makes something better. Look at the Lego Movie. That has the most... That concept on paper screams cash grab. But then you got Phil Lord and Chris Miller writing it. And they delivered an excellent script. A really well thought out, deep emotional script. And it saved that whole movie. That movie is fucking fantastic because of that script. I can only imagine what this movie could have been if the writer or writers actually wrote stuff that was memorable and funny and washed away all this other unnecessary crap. Like these useless subplots that are in here. And for a movie that's an assault on Arkham, it's like Arkham assaults everybody else. There is no assault on Arkham. Batman's barely in it. It's just this movie, even if they had marketed it as a Suicide Squad movie, this would have been a disappointment because it's lazy. It just feels like they just crammed in all this swearing and violence and nudity just to cover up the fact that they have a really bland script. And that's a problem, and that's something I can't overlook, just no matter what kind of style. And speaking of style, the music in this is awful. Like, every time there's a fight, They play like this terrible dubstep club music. I can't figure out for the life of me what these guys were thinking with this movie. I couldn't even come up with like an opinion for this first day or so after watching this. I was just so baffled by it. It was genuinely confusing. I was genuinely confused by this movie. And while I do give this movie props for having the balls to try something new, to try to break away from the formula, the problem is it's not as smart or as clever as it thinks it is. And it just wastes the opportunity to do something new. So, my recommendation, if you guys, like I said, if you guys look at this trailer, look at the poster and go, wow, a Batman movie with Batman in it taking on the Joker again in the Arkham universe. Alright, this is gonna kick some ass. No, don't be misled by the marketing, don't be misled by the poster, don't be misled by the press release plot description for this. This is not a Batman movie. This is a Suicide Squad movie. If you like the Suicide Squad so much, and weirdly enough, Deathstroke isn't even in this movie, so that was a waste. Yeah, that's weird. Deathstroke. I just realized that now. Deathstroke wasn't in this movie. Why isn't Deathstroke in this movie? Who fucking cares about Deadshot? Seriously, who cares about Deadshot? Bring in Deathstroke. He's much more cool. But yeah, if you go into this with an open mind, willing to accept the dramatic, radical new kind of Batman movie this is, or new Batman universe movie this is, I'd say this is worth a look just for the sheer what the fuck factor of it. Because I gotta tell you, this movie, it's one of the strangest things I've ever seen. And I know I've said that a lot during this review, but I mean that without any hesitation or hyperbole. This is one of the strangest movies I have ever fucking seen. And I kind of hope they do more radical off-the-wall shit like this, because what they have slated for the next 3 movies next year, honestly, it could go either way. I really am just kind of like, whatever. But I'm going to tell you guys something, and it's going to piss a lot of you off. And I mean this as a longtime Batman fan, with as much love and respect I have for this character. With him being everywhere these days, and I mean in video games, in the live action movies, in the fucking animated movies, in the comic books, on television, everywhere. I am sick to death of Batman. And I'm not saying that like he's bad or anything. I'm saying that like Batman is so overexposed now. He's no longer special. He no longer has that presence because he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Ever since the Nolan movies came out, it's like sparked this enormous Batman renaissance in our culture. And stop it. Stop having Batman everywhere. Let a new superhero come in and have his due. I mean, they tried that with Man of Steel, and that kind of screwed it up. But now, unfortunately, because people were like, meh, about Superman, now they gotta bring in Batman, now they gotta bring in all these other people, and it's just, if they, and I mean this, like, I am so excited for Arkham Knight, but I'm gonna tell you guys, after Arkham Knight, if they never release another Batman-related thing for another 10 years, I would be okay with that, honestly. I could live. Seriously, if they just dropped Batman altogether, and Batman, they're not going to do that, because Batman is their bread and butter. Batman is the one that people flock to when they see a superhero. I mean, not Superman, not Wonder Woman, not Green Lantern, not Hawkgirl, not Flash. Batman. Batman is the hero, is the people's hero, and honestly, that's why I'm so tired of him. He's everywhere. You can't walk down the street without seeing Batman somewhere. It's it's everywhere in our culture now. And while I should be happy about that as a big Batman fan, I'm sick to death of him. I've had my Batman overfill for like the next 10 years. Seriously, guys, let other people have a chance. Stop crowbarring Batman into everything. He is great, but the more I see him, the more I'm kind of like, okay, I've had enough. Thank you. Go away now. You know, I try more things like this. Even my advice to the DC people, the live action stuff, try more stuff like this. Except get good writers involved. Alright guys, anyway, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. If you've already seen this crazy ass movie, let me know what you thought about it. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me. And thank you for watching, and as always guys, have a good one.